Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Shall we start the session? Today's topic is the string operators. That is, string operator, not a string separator. That is used with the string object that automatically provides new string function. So let's start. This is a wiki implementation that we have discussed yesterday also, but some part is left for the string operator. Using the system, using system.collections.generate, using system.text, using system.input-output, using Office, that is Microsoft.office.core, Word, Microsoft.office.interrupt.word, the namespace word wiki, there is a class program that is defined, static void main, string args, word.application, the application that is equal to the new word.application function. So this application function will be used whenever it is applicable, whenever it is used with the application data. So the application.visible equals to true. Then object missing, that is system.type.missing, and the word.document, the application.document add. So whatever the document addition, whatever the document procedure that we followed up. So there are 3 parts in this, 4 parts in this. One is the reference missing, reference missing, reference missing, and reference missing. There are 4 parts of the reference missing. Then text reader, that is new system.input-output.stream reader, args. Then string, separators, new string 1, separator 0 equals to double pipes, then row count equals to 0, column count equals to 0. Then this is used to read the rows or calculate the number of rows and columns. This is a system.collection.generic list string row list that is equals to the new system.collection.generic list string. There is a string function that is defined with the number of the rows and the columns. Then string row equals to reader.readLine. Then while row is not equals to null, so that is not equals to null, row count plus row list dot add row, and if it is a first row, for example, so calculate the number of columns. If row count equals to 1, then string split header row split. In the same way, there is a separator, that the string split options dot null. So this ignores the first and the last separator with the column count split header row dot length minus 1. When row equals to reader.readLine. We can say that this calculates the number of the columns and number of the rows that will be defined with the row split. So word.range, the document.range, reference missing and the reference missing. Then word.table, range.tables add, range, row count, column count, reference missing and the reference missing. So these are the 2 tables that is used, these are the 2 parts that is used to create a table. Now, next is populate the table. So this populate means inserting. Yeah, we first created the table, then populate means inserting the table, then remove means removing the table, delete means again deleting the table, change means modify the table, update means modify the table. Yeah, populate means column index 1, row index 1. So for each string R in row list, string split row, we are going to split with the R.split separators, string.split function options, the string split option dot none. So whenever it starts with the column index 1, that is less than column count column index plus plus. So it is starting with the 1, it is going till column count. It is used with the or incremented with the column index plus plus. Then word.cell, table.cell, row index, column index, cell.range.text, split row, column index. Then row index plus plus. So these are the 5 or 3 parts that is used with the 4, that is used with the word.cell, table.cell, row index, column index, cell.range.text, split row, column index. And that is used with the row index plus plus. So one is create, one is populate, one is format. Now again start the session. So next part is the format table. So this is used with the format row, table.row 1, range dot bold equals to 1, and table dot auto behavior, word dot auto behavior, or WD auto behavior dot auto fit content. So one is the auto fit behavior, one is the auto fit content that is used with the auto fit. We can say the rows 1 and the range dot bold. So wait for the input for the command line before exit. So system.console.write line table complete. Then system.console.read line. So this is the read line function, and that is used with the system.console. Next is quit without saving the changes. So without saving any changes, we quit. So one is format, one is wait for the input from the command line argument before exit, one is quit without any changes. So object save changes false, application.quit reference save changes reference missing. So there are three applications, there are three arguments, there are three parameters along with this. One is the save changes, one is the missing, and the reference is the, we can say that is used with the parameter or the pointers. So that is the application.quit. So one is format table, one is the wait for the input from the command line, one is quit without any saving change. So there are three curly braces that is closed. So in this we have studied about the four things: creating, populating, formatting, wait for input, and the quitting. These four are very important from the point of view assignment also. Then office add-ins. So second pattern that is used in the office development is the add-in pattern, and this book also covers several types of the office add-ins. This includes VSTO add-ins for the Outlook, COM add-ins for the Excel and the Word, and the automation add-in for the Excel. There are multiple patterns that is used with office development, that is used as an add-in pattern. Now this covers with the office pattern with the VSTO for Outlook, COM for Excel, and the Word, and the automation add-ins for the Excel. So one is a VSTO add-in for Outlook. So this will make it extremely easy to create an add-in for Outlook 2003. And the model is the most .NET of all that add-in models and very similar to the VSTO code behind the model for documents. This add-in model will be used with the .NET and very similar to the VSTO code behind the document, behind the model for the document. This creates or this describes the model in more detail. Then COM add-ins for the Excel in the Word. So there is a C# class in the class library project can also implement the IDTE extensibility to interface and the register in the registry as a COM object and the COM add-ins. And through COM intros, Office also creates a C# class and talks to it. That depends on the C#. We are using C++, C language, whatever language we are using, that is a library project that represents or that implements the IDTE extensibility. The next is developing the COM add-ins for the Word and the Excel that describes the creation of the COM add-in and some issues that makes the COM add-in development problems. So whatever the problem that is created out, that issues would create the COM add-in development problems. The next is automation add-in for Excel. These managed classes expose public functions that Excel uses in the formulas. So the C# class must register in the registry as a COM object, and through this COM intro or COM object, Excel can also create an automation add-ins that can use either in the public method in the formulas, either in the automation add-ins, and they're used in the Excel formula that is described within the programming Excel. So one is a COM add-in, one is a VSTO add-in, one is the automation add-ins. And this book does not discuss some office add-in technology, and there's a smart document add-ins that are not discussed because VSTO provides a much easier way of accessing smart document functionality. And there is a LBIT at the document or the template level rather than the application level. So we are using it at the application level rather than the template level. And for more of the information on the VSTO support for the smart document, we also use with the working with the action panes. Next is how to create an Outlook add-in VSTO. So create an Outlook add-in project in the VSTO. Choose the project from the new menu of the file menu. The new menu will be used within the file menu in the Visual Studio, and this is also used for the Visual C# node that creates a list of the projects and the types, and also to create the or select the Office node under the Visual C# node. And the Outlook add-ins project appears in the list of the templates, and this will be used for the new Outlook add-in project and also pick up a location for that project also. Then click on the OK button. No, I'm not saying that this is not used in the Outlook. This is used in the Outlook, but there are different projects that refers from or that implements from differ to differ and also needed references that also supports or also added a project item to the project known as this application.cs. This application or this project item contains a C# class that you will add to one functionality or when implementing your Outlook add-in. So whatever the Outlook add-in that we are using out, that contains a C# class that will be used to implement this Outlook add-in option. So this is the new project, Visual Studio install template, Outlook add-in, search template, Outlook admin. This is the Outlook add-in one. So if you double click on this, there is this dot application or this application.cs project item. So you will see the code shown in this, and there is a simple startup and the shutdown event handler where you can write the code that executes on the startup and the shutdown of the add-in. And this application class also derives from an average or aggregate of the Outlook application object. This also allows you to access the properties and the methods of the Outlook application by writing the code such as this.inspector.count in this application class. And this will be initialized in the Outlook add-in project source. We can say that it is used, but we are using the Visual Studio also, tools also, application also, runtime also. That is used with the Microsoft.office.intro.outlook. And there is the Outlook add-in one also. Just read out for 2 minutes. Now let's start the session again. So this is used with the public void this application. One is the namespace Outlook add-ins. This add-in will be used. This add-in will be available within the data that shows how we can use, how we can make support for the system.windows.form. So this is the Microsoft.visualstudio.tools.application.runtime. And this namespace Outlook add-in one, public partial class this application, private void this application startup, object sender event argse. So this is the class that is used with the private void. And again there is this application shutdown. So there is a shutdown event that is fired. There is a reason. VSTO designer generated code, private void internal startup. And this dot startup new system event handler this application underscore startup. When this dot shutdown plus equals to new system. So again it is used with the new system for the startup. Again it is used with the shutdown for the new system. An event handler the application dot underscore shutdown. So only the startup, one is the shutdown, and there is the end of the reason. So looking at the listing, you must wonder about the use of the partial in the class definition. Let's start with the session again. So when we look at the partial definition, when we look at the VSTO partial classes with the new features of the .NET that enables you to define the part of a class in one file, another part of the class in the second file, and compile them together in one class only. And use this feature to hide some additional generated code associated with the application class from you to reduce the complexity of the class, whatever the complexity you have, where you write the code. And this application class will be completed or compiled from the partial class in the listing to 4, and the additional code in the partial class generated by the VSTO. So that is partial, that is additional, that is VSTO, that is hidden from you. And the internal startup method is generated by the VSTO and is used to hook up any event handler generated by the VSTO. And this is where the startup shutdown event handler are done. And you should not edit this section of the code. Why? Because we may omit this block of the code in some of the listing in this book, because the block must be in the same class, that will otherwise we fail to compile. Compile in the sense execute. Yeah, conversion into binary. Very good. So we are going to add a new code with the listing that provides an add-in that solves a main problem. What is the main problem? People replying inadvertently to an email sent to an mailing alias to a large number of people. So if it is a junk mail, bulk mail, that will be not responded in, we can say, in a proper format in a proper time. So you may probably do not want to be sending email to more than say 25 people at a given time. So now we are going to create an add-in that will warn you if you do this. That means this is a potentially career limited move. So you want to move this email to 25,000 people. Message. An Outlook application object has an item send event that is raised whenever a user sends an email. And we will also add additional code to the startup method of this application class to connect an event handler for the item send event. That is shown, that is explained. And because this application class derives from an aggregate of the Outlook application object, you can also write, or we can also write this dot item send, because item send is an event raised by the application base class. And this takes an object parameter known as the item, which is the Outlook item being sent. And because this can be of any of the number of the things, such as a meeting request or an email message, this is passed as an object rather than a specific time. And this event handler also acts as a, or also has a bool parameter passed by a reference known as a cancel that can be set to true to prevent the outlook being set. So whatever the outlook that is being sent, that will be denoted within the data, within the pool, we can say that carried out the event handler. So we are going to check with the item parameter that is passed an object to that is actually an email. And the easiest way to achieve this is to use a keyword as to try to cast the item parameter to an outlook.mail item. And if this is used, that is not a null, so we'll be using being synced with an outlook, and therefore an email message will be retrieved or recipient collection will be received from mail item from an we can say the more than one people, 25 people. And this property returns an address entry object that also becomes a member property that returns a collection that we check the count of. And if we find the count of more than 25, so we will see a dialog and ask the user if she really wants to send the mail. And if the user click on the no button, we will set the cancel parameter of the item send event to true to cancel the sending of career limiting email. So whatever the email that is used that handles the item send event and also checks for more than 25 receivers. This is using system.windows.form, using system or Microsoft.Visual Studio.tools or application runtime. Then Outlook is Microsoft.Office.Interrupt.Outlook. And this namespace will be used within the Outlook adding public partial class this application, private void this application startup, object sender, event argse. That should be also be explained with the this.item send plus new Outlook.application events 11 items sent event handler this application items sent. So this VSTO code will be used that handles the item sent event and the checks for more than 25 receivers. Yeah, that is the same example that we follow for the email. So if you want to connect, if you want to send more than 25 people, that warn you that you are sending more than 25 people. There is no usage of sending it because they really don't need the emails. So the address entry object has a member parameter provided that returns a collection that will check the count of. And if we find the count to be more than 25, so we will show a dialog and ask the user if she really wants to send the email. And if the user clicks the number no button, so we will set the cancel parameter of the item send event to true to cancel the sending of career limiting email. So there is no, we can say, the hard and fast rule for the career limited email because that will be set up, that will be carried out for the data. This is a VS Outlook add-in that handles the items and event and checks for more than 25 receivers. Using system.windows.form with the Studio tools, application, runtime, Outlook, Office, intro of Outlook, namespace, Outlook add-in 1, class, this application startup, object sender or event ARGS E, this dot item send plus equals to new, Outlook dot application events 11 items send event handler, this application item send.